Alright guys, such Kremp again. I hope you're doing well and enjoying your day. So far with the LA Thieves boys officially confirmed for their new roster for the upcoming season, they sit down and talk about all things that have led to this point over the last several months, especially what Kenny had to say about joining this super team once again on paper, but also aBeZy, how it came to this point, how that Atlanta FaZe team, despite being #1 in the CDL standings over the last several years, completely mentally collapsed at the end of this season, and how it led to a complete blow up of that roster going into 2026. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new as always. Just quickly, we're currently working on which new features we're looking to build out for Breaking Point in the upcoming season. I've got a poll, I'll have it linked in the top line of the description. It'll take you like 30 seconds to do, if that. There's only a couple of questions on there. We're just looking for a little bit of feedback on where the Call of Duty fan base for competitive is, what you guys would like to potentially see, and I just brought this up because easyMac has spent the last several weeks going through all of the data from all of the CDL matches that we don't have. This, for example, is the World Championship Grand Final 2020 when Dallas beat FaZe. There's a few things we're working on. I'll remind you guys at the end of the video as well. We would really appreciate it. Let's get into the stuff. September's almost over. That is true. It's currently the 27th. OpTic did tweet this out on the 14th of August, which is quite a while ago. I know that lots of you guys were reacting to Hitch's comments about this the other day when Hitch was saying, I can't believe, you know, these fans are like hating on it so much. But like, I do understand why there is some frustration in the community because, well, on the 14th of August, OpTic said it was coming September. I think people kind of assumed that it might arrive on, I don't know, the 10th or something like that, relatively early, mid-September. They never said precisely, but here we are on the 27th. Look, maybe they're going to drop it tonight and it's going to arrive in September, but of course, there's been nothing about that yet, so I think it's understandable why some of the OpTic fans are like, look, if you guys are going to say it's going to come out now, at least give us an update, right? That would be nice. I don't think that there's hatred in the hearts of many of these fans that want to see this documentary. Like, I understand why there's some level of frustration. And look, I think it's better to have the finished product. It's better to wait a while to have what's going to be one of the most legendary documentaries probably in the history of esports, let's be honest, because this is a story that doesn't happen very often, not just in COD. We're talking in esports full stop, right? The idea of the reigning world championship winning team becoming effectively the worst team in the league, near enough, with the 0-18 run, and then somehow bringing it back to become the best team at the end of the year is a story that just doesn't happen full stop. So getting this right is important. I think that Roger, you know, and the team that are working on it are doing and will produce an absolutely phenomenal piece of work, but I understand where there's some frustration to say, hey, look, if it is going to be delayed, at least tell us when it's going to be delayed to have some updates. That'd be kind of nice. It is what it is. Quickly on the Summer Classic. So there's this tournament happening, I think it's actually tomorrow, and they've drafted the teams. So this is pretty cool, actually. Yes, it's a $4,000 tournament on Black Ops 2 happening tomorrow, and these are the rosters. So Major Maniac's team is going to be Standy, Paulx, and Equip. Attaches team, Gunless, Kenny, and Accuracy, and then Don's team, Arthur T, Sib, and Doug. Now, what's pretty cool about this, actually, is as Classics and Austin here says, it's not going to be Team Maniac, Team Attached, Team Temp. They've actually done a little partnership here with some classic COD organizations that they will represent. So the Major Maniac team is actually going to be Saw Gaming, Icons is going to be represented by Attach's team, and then Temp's representing Envy again. So that's pretty nice. That's happening tomorrow. Looking forward to that. But let's talk about what's been happening with the LA Thieves. It does feel pretty strange to see aBeZy in a Thieves jersey. We've just been so used to him sitting down with the FaZe guys for the last several years that it's going to be an interesting start to the year for sure to see aBeZy and Cellium as well in colours other than Atlanta FaZe's. Well, I mean, technically they are kind of the same colours with Thieves, but now FaZe, of course, are changing to that whole pink thing they've got going on with the FaZe Vegas for the upcoming year. HyDra, aBeZy, Kenny, Scrap, top question mark team, right? Top 1, top 2, top 3, top 6. I don't know. I don't think anyone's going to have them any lower than that. There will be serious questions on whether Kenny can deliver after a very challenging season. It is worth saying on Kenny, right, over the last few years, his teammates have been as follows. And yeah, of course, last year he had the time with Geo and Nero and Estriel, and they're not quite on the same level as the guys I'm going to mention. But over the last few years, Kenny has teams with Drazah, with Envoy, with Octane. That was the Thieves team. Then he ended up on OpTic with Dashy, with Shotzzy, and with Pred. Then things changed around. He played with Huke as well. And now he's playing with Scrap, HyDra, and aBeZy, right? So, you know, over the last 3 to 4 years, Kenny has played with pretty much all, near enough, of the best players in the league. And that says something, right? Like, it's pretty clear that whatever people think about Kenny, the top players do want to play with him, right? And that has continued to be the case, and there is a reason for that. Whether it's going to work out, whether Kenny can bounce back after what he himself admits was a horrible year last year, sure. But Modern Warfare 2, statistically, was also a pretty bad year for Kenny on that second year of the Thieves Vanguard team that won champs the last year. And then in Modern Warfare 2, Kenny wasn't really that good. Following year, he won champs, right? So, you know, there are reasons to believe that Kenny could be a good fit for this roster. And, well, Ken and Scrap, I like the idea of this team in general. We'll see how they go, but they're going to be fast. They are going to be fast. Top question mark team, who knows? Is it going to be a 2-team league? Is it going to be a 3-team league? Kenny back on Thieves. It does feel kind of right. I will give him that. And also, maybe we're going to get to this whole OpTic killer angle. Again, for many years, OpTic fans were frustrated with Kenny, and understandably, because he kept beating them, right? Like, it was happening even when Kenny first came into the league. Certainly in Black Ops 4, 100 Thieves, that was the case. Then when he was on LA Thieves again, especially during the Vanguard year, there was a similar trend of OpTic struggling against Kenny's teams. Then he joined OpTic and, you know, helped win them a world championship. And now he's back on Thieves. That's going to be such an exciting angle next season. Thieves versus OpTic. Hopefully we get plenty of minor tournaments if we aren't going to have too many LANs. So we get plenty of OpTic versus Thieves in the final. I will be there for that. And yeah, Kenny and his career on Thieves, 5 championships for them, 8 finals appearances for them, world champion, 128 series wins, competed on Thieves in 4 different titles, part of both of their teams to make the grand finals of Champs 2019 where they lost, 2022 where they won. And he is pretty much tied with Octane and Envoy on championship wins for the organisation, but if they perform as expected, that would be expected to change. So the boys sit down, they drop a podcast. This was a great listen. Loads of things were covered, plenty of things that we've got to dive into. One of the things is what we're about to say. Talking a little about how this roster got to this point, why the players made the decisions they did. Now for Kenny, this decision was pretty easy, right? Like, he had a couple of opportunities out there. There was talk about Toronto. I know that Kenny didn't say it specifically, but there was talk about Toronto being an option for him anyway. We thought maybe Ken and Drazah were going to be a team of 2 somewhere. That could have been Toronto for a time. Benjay wasn't very pleased about that idea, but eventually that didn't happen because Kenny got the call from Scrap or from Nadeshot or from whoever, and basically told him, like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Do you want to join? And of course, for Kenny at that point, it's a total no-brainer. For aBeZy, things could have been a little bit more interesting for him in terms of what other options he could have had on the table. We'll talk about it a little more later on today, but whether staying on FaZe was an option for aBeZy, whether there were some other teams that could have been interested as well, it was pretty evident what these guys wanted to do when this team was on the table. And as aBeZy and Kenny said, it was, you know, basically impossible to turn down the opportunity to team with Scrap and HyDra, and understandably so. Now, this is pretty interesting. They also talked a little bit about Omid, because of course Omid knocked FaZe out of the World Cup and really put the final nail in the coffin of their year. They also do mention as to whether Omid as a full team could be picked up entirely. We know that the team of Vivid, Mac, Craze and Mamba, who won everything in challenges at the end of the season, there were rumours that maybe Rocker and then maybe Surge could be interested in picking up that full team. Now, it's not happening for Rocker. We're pretty sure that G2 are taking a different approach. Surge still could, potentially. Rafi, who runs the show over there, says you would think this would be the case. But it seems like based on his caption, that's not necessarily going to be the case. He would probably love to sell his team entirely to Surge, but that's not so clear, right? So I don't know, but we'll see what time says on that. But a couple of clips to share, especially what aBeZy had to say on what the heck was going on at FaZe at the end of this season.
I'm assuming some team got to be just picking up the Omid team, right?
They probably are, yeah.
You never know. I mean, yeah, I mean,
well, some teams
probably would.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know any of the other teams.
I'm assuming
we do the same shit
it's
all
Proto.
the time.
It's like, what do you do different?
No, there isn't that much you can do, to be honest. But like, I don't know. Our team was just mentally just shocked at the end of the year. Holy shit.
He's loving
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
Let's go. Come on. Let's hear that shit.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like, I don't know what happened, honestly. Like, champs, we were just, I mean, champs in EWC, like, we were just awful. Like, we literally had no vibes. Like, it felt like everything was just dead already. And, like, after we lost champs, like, going into EWC, we were like, honestly, let's just see how EWC goes. And, like, at that point, I mean, we lost to Omit. So, like, after that, we were just like, yeah, this should. I mean, I could tell you that. It's over. It's over.
I think
like,
the whole world knew. So that omit
yeah, I was like,
it was
yo.
like, they super done.
But they actually did really good, though. I won't lie.
What?
It was
They
pretty
did.
good.
No,
They
they
were
were
actually
playing. They
really
were playing good, but like we should never lose to an AM team.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So I was like, bro, like this.
So I think after EWC, we're like, we need to make a change. Like, we got to try to upgrade at least.
Now, like this year, I was kind of just like chilling, trying to figure out all the pieces and players I wanted to play with, and obviously I was in talks with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then I got hit up by you guys, and I'm just like, oh, well, that's a guarantee. Yeah, like low key, if I was on the team, it'd be God. Like I just had a shit year, and then got hit up. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna say no for sure. Like, what the fuck? So now we here. Like it was like easy as that. Like, and it was just like this was my best opportunity. So I was like, let's go win some championships. Like that's what I want to do. Like that. But that's what people don't understand. Like people see him as a dickhead or egotistical. It's like, bro,
People think
I
that
put
our-
win over everything.
People think
Like,
that our egos are going to clash.
I mean, but we should like we should go back and forward. Like that's like
That's
that's
how
good
it should
teammates.
be.
That's
Not
winning
possible.
teams.
The
Like,
Twitter
bro.
goes, bro.
Yeah, nah.
Dude, that Twitter clip.
If you
Oh,
already-
the clip, that's
Did
what
you
I'm
see that?
saying. Yeah, I
That's the
seen the
most
clip.
normal
The
clip.
normal clip.
That's a normal
I
clip.
I was like in my house, I'm just gonna shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm done. You should see this office last year. I promise you, we were yelling for 25 minutes.
Y'all didn't go 0-18, so imagine that offense. Like, bro, what?
I mean, I'm sure that was
can't even
going insane.
imagine that, yo.
I mean, that is fair.
You know
but
what I mean?
We went back to back to not be able to win maps. And I'm like, bro,
Nah, yeah.
what is going on?
That's the worst. That's definitely the worst. When you're the best team in the game, and then it's just like, what the fuck happened? Because now you want to go back to what you were doing before. That shit don't work.
And it's a
Like,
different game. You guys
whole
updated
different
this shit.
game.
We're in a different game now.
literally.
I think everything fell into the right spot. Obviously,
No,
with,
yeah.
with AIM, I mean, I'll be honest. There was very little people we were going to pick up over Dill.
No, yeah, but I mean, when you guys hit me up, I was like, obviously, I was like, this is like the one team I want to go to. Like, obviously, because I was like playing with you and like Paco. I was like, dude, me and Paco together would be fucking insane. So I was like, we'll just be like running around the map together
about to be
and just
banging.
doing
Nah,
insane
banging.
shit. No, we'll be banging.
I'm telling you.
So like, I was like, it's like a no-brainer for me. And obviously, I had like a couple other options, but I was like, as soon as you guys were like down, I was like, I gotta go here. So
I mean, who's going to get
Y'all not that fucking good, but like, I mean, that's what they trying to figure out. I mean, the community's trying to figure it out. Who's gonna get the time? I don't know, bro.
We're going to get 4 dead. No one's getting in that bit.
It's quite remarkable that FaZe, despite winning the first 2 events of this year, there were questions after last season. Last year's champs didn't go to plan, but then they won the World Cup. Then they won Major 1, Game 7, Round 11 against HyDra. Then they won Major 2, right? So it looked like it was like, yeah, well, here we go again, right? FaZe are winning everything, and they're going to be very difficult to stop, and Simp and aBeZy and Cellium, they're not going to go anywhere for any time to come, right? And that was what we expected to happen, but all of a sudden things didn't go to plan quite. Major 3, Major 4, and then when back-to-back World Championships they bombed out, then aBeZy says, yeah, mentally we were just cooked. Even Simp said it the other day to Ronnie, it was like, yeah, me and aBeZy weren't bouncing off each other like we used to. And aBeZy saying that mentally they were just absolutely compromised at the end of the season, which isn't a massive surprise, right? When you've teamed with a team for so long and things started the year really well and then it fell off quite drastically, it makes sense why there would be issues, but effectively the way that he put it was like, for EWC, we just sent it kind of knowing that it probably wasn't going to be great. And then when it wasn't great, that was the time to pull the trigger, right? So they've kept 2 of those guys. Seller's gone, aBeZy's gone. They brought in 04. They've brought in Abuzah in their place. Is that going to work? That is a rather good question. But Ronnie then throws this out there, right? Because now we have 3 of these teams confirmed. We don't have the Gentlemates roster confirmed yet. We think it's probably going to be this: Ghosty, Envoy, Neptune, and Sib. The rumors of that haven't changed in some time. This, of course, is the Thieves roster: Scrap, HyDra, Kenny, and aBeZy. The FaZe team: Simp, for Abuzah and Drazah, and then of course the OpTic team, the reigning champions in every single domain. Ronnie's question is pretty much which team is going to win the most events. So let's say there are 6 events, 4 majors, champs in the Esports World Cup. Last year it was split 2 apiece, 2 to FaZe, 2 to Thieves, 2 to OpTic. Pretty unlikely that's going to happen again. Not entirely impossible. I guess my question is, because I think that OpTic, I'd be shocked if OpTic don't win something. I'd be shocked if Thieves don't win something. I think there's a good chance that FaZe do win something. I wouldn't expect them to win probably more than 1, but intuit your thoughts on that. I guess the question really is, is anyone outside of these teams winning an event? Whether you think Gentomate is actually that good or not, because I think I have some questions on that team. But is anyone else outside of these winning an event? I think that is the primary question that I'll leave you guys with. So very much interested in your thoughts on all of this stuff in the comments below. I'll leave the link in the description to that form if you guys want to fill it in. Take a few seconds, would appreciate it. Thanks for watching as always. Take care, and I'll see you next time.